Good morning, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated Journato morning headlines on October 18, 2022. Putin aide says release of Brittany Griner is not a priority for Russia. The Guardian, Russia says Biden's exaggerating chances of Brittany Griner release to help in the midterms. The Independent, Brittany Griner's release not a priority for Russia, Putin aide says. Forbes, Putin aide says that Brittany Griner release is not a priority. Business Insider, Brittany Griner prison release no Kremlin priority, Putin aide says. Inside the world's first nuclear waste tomb in Finland. Sky News, inside the world's first nuclear waste burial site, a network of tunnels 437 meters below Finland. Ohio Senate debate, live, Tim Ryan and J.D. Vance prepare to square off. The Independent, Georgia News Live, Georgia News Today, Europe News, Whole Govern Georgia, English News Live. CNN News 18, tight race between Warnock, Walker as early voting begins in Georgia. MSNBC, Herschel Walker gives bumbling defense for flashing honorary police badge at debate. Greta Thunberg, I don't want to go into politics. BBC, Greta Thunberg says young activists bear too much responsibility in face of climate crisis. Ivory seized decades ago still turning up in raids. Number 10 Chief of Staff accompanied Libyan militiaman to Foreign Office meeting. The Guardian, how a Libyan militiaman charmed his way into Westminster, thanks to Mark Fulbrook, No 10's Chief of Staff. The Times, Number 10 Chief of Staff's position untenable amid lobbying claims, says Labour. Kanye West News, live, Elon Musk teases Twitter collaboration as rapper buys Parler. The Independent, Kanye West to buy right-wing social network Parler. The Guardian, exclusive, Parler CEO talks Kanye West acquisition, says app needs Ye in many ways. Fox Business, artist formerly known as Kanye reveals Parler trick, buying the far-right haven. The Register, Kanye to buy free speech site Parler, Tech and Science Daily #podcast. COVID pandemic caused changes to global mortality not seen in 70 years, say researchers. Sky News, COVID, life expectancy still down in many countries. BBC, life expectancy improves in some countries after big drops in 2020 but US and others see further falls. The Conversation, how COVID-19 is lowering life expectancies around the world. Time, how the COVID-19 pandemic affected life expectancy, study. Suspected California serial killer Wesley Brownlee arrested by police while out hunting. Sky News, suspected serial killer arrested in Stockton, California, while hunting for victims. The Times, California serial killer suspect arrested while out hunting for new victims, police say. Express, survivor of Stockton serial killer describes how he crept up to her as cops prepare to charge him. Lula brands Bolsonaro tiny little dictator in Brazil TV debate. The Guardian, Jair Bolsonaro and Lula da Silva trade liar insults in heated Brazilian election debate. Sky News, Jair Bolsonaro attacks Lula on corruption in first head-to-head debate. Financial Times, Bolsonarism has already won in Brazil, even if Bolsonaro loses. Al Jazeera English, you lie every day, Brazil's Lula and Bolsonaro clash in feisty presidential debate. Ukraine war, Moscow and Kyiv swap women prisoners for sailors. BBC, more than 100 Ukrainian women freed from Russian captivity after prisoner swap. Guardian News, more than 100 Ukrainian women released in one of the war's biggest prisoner swaps. Sky News, Ukraine announces release of 108 women in first all-female prisoner exchange with Russia. Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, Russia-Ukraine war lived, explosions in Kryvyi Rih, Russian plane crash death toll rises to 13. Ukraine News, live, Zelensky says 37 Iranian drones shot down during Kyiv attack. The Independent, Russian strike jet crashes into an apartment building in Yeysk. Euronews, fighter jet crashes in Russian city near Ukraine. Kyiv says 108 women freed in prisoner swap, as it happened. The Guardian, at least 6 killed after Russian warplane crashes into apartment block in Yeysk. The Independent, deaths after fighter jet crashes into Russian building in Yeysk. An explosion, a burst of flames, then screams, kamikaze drones rain down on Kyiv. The Guardian, Russia hits Ukrainian capital Kyiv with wave of kamikaze drones, BBC News. BBC News, Ukraine war, Russia dive bombs Kyiv with kamikaze drones. BBC, Ukraine, Russia attacks Kyiv with wave of kamikaze drones. Channel 4 News, Ukraine war, Su-34 crashes into residential building in Yeysk. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.